obviously really disappointed with how we finished there. That's what I told the team, that, just you play 3.5 quarters, especially defensively, as good as you can play. I just felt like after that field goal where we kicked the field goal, felt like bottom fell out. And I couldn't tell you why exactly. I really couldn't. But it did. And it's disappointing in every way. And I just told the guys the truth. We, through 3.5 quarters, did exactly what we had to do defensively. Man, special teams, you get 3 possessions back on 3 fumbles and come out with 16 points. So offensively, the story of the day is the third downs. I mean, we were in third and 4, 5, 6 plus the entire day. I think the only third and short we had was the very last one there at the end of the game. And that's a hard way to live. But we did. We lived right there on the edge. And the hope was at the end of it, in the fourth quarter, get it there and go win the game. We got it there. We couldn't go win the game. And that's where we are right now as a program. That's our last step of our growth, is to go finish that game. And proud of the fight through 3.5 quarters. I really am. Proud of the strain through 3.5 quarters. Proud of, certainly defensively, the execution through 3.5 quarters. Proud of the fight offensively. There was a lack of execution throughout, which led to the third and long situations. I think a lot of that I would take blame in terms of not executing offensively, not pushing the ball on the perimeter early. I thought we got to that. I think it took us a while to get there. But proud, certainly, of the effort. It's a good Alabama team. It's a really good quarterback. They're fast. They're physical. They know how to win. They know how to go finish that game in the fourth quarter. They've done it for a long time. That's not an excuse. We got to learn to do that. And when we do, I think we'll have a chance to be a pretty good football team. So I'll open it up to questions.
Early on, you got a couple of deep shots, fired missed on. Did they do something different to kind of take those deep shots away later in the game? That was kind of had an escape and intermediate. The deep shots weren't really there with Byrum after those first 3 that he missed.
Yeah, we didn't execute the 3 in a row. And I don't know that they did anything different. We didn't really go back to it until we absolutely had to there at the end, where we had to go push it vertically a little bit when kind of got into a 2-minute drill there with 20 on the clock. But, I thought we protected extremely well. I knew as we got going towards the end there that it was going to start to not hold up like you wanted to. But I thought protected well. We probably could have. I just felt like we were in a groove there in the second half a little bit, where it felt like, man, you don't want to just shoot it where you're running the ball effectively. We made some really good halftime adjustments in terms of running the football, did some different things to get the ball out on the perimeter. It was a really tight game. I didn't find the need to just errantly launch it down the field.
What was your thought process defensively, either schematically or personnel-wise, that gave Alabama so much trouble?
Well, we were able to contain the quarterback there for really the entire game. I thought our up front, defensively, a lot of the twist game stuff, a lot of just the edge rushes were effective. The point was to contain him and not let him get it running around, which is where he's so good. I thought for the most part we did a really good job with that. 3 sacks. Did a relatively good job on third down defensively. We're able to contain him, but I thought we played really hard up front. I thought T.O. did a great job mixing up the blitz packages, mixing up the pictures. I thought plan-wise it was really, really solid.
Coach, can you take us through the decision to go for the field goal there in the fourth?
Yeah. I thought you had to go get points there in the drive and make it a one-possession game. If you don't, it's a two-possession game, and I thought it was going to be hard to chase it with just over, I guess it was 5 minutes left there. So that's why I took the points with the thought that our defense has been playing lights out. I go back and I would still do the same thing. Defense is playing lights out. You take the points, you secure a one-possession game, you get a stop on defense, and essentially set up a 2-minute drive to go win the game. You get out of that without points, and we struggled inside the 10 tonight. Like, a little bit of what we got defensively, picture-wise, a little bit of not executing, but we struggled down there. You could tell we couldn't run the ball at all, and I didn't want to drop back pass down there tonight until we had to, and that's why I just thought take the points and make it secure a one-possession game. Defense has been playing lights out. Like I said, I would go back and do it over again.
Alex, you said troubles inside the 10. You had 2 early drives where you got down there. You got points early, but they weren't touchdowns. And then they got down there twice and got touchdowns. So that first quarter right there to come away with field goals only. Points, of course, but sure you'd love to punch it in there.
Yeah. Is there a question?
Well, is that how did the offense feel? They moved the football, got points, or was it a disappointment, or say, well, maybe not?
Yeah, I don't understand your question. We want to score touchdowns in the red zone. You score field goals, you end up with 6 points instead of 14. Yeah, it's a terrible feeling, as it should be. Expectations, you score touchdowns.
Coach, we had the discussion last year about no moral victories, no silver linings. How do you kind of balance that going forward? Because you did play 3.5 really good quarters before, as you said, the bottom of it.
Yeah, be 100% real with our guys like we have been, and that's what I just told them in there. And I started off with, I'm going to be real with you, as I have for the 21 months I've been the head coach here. For 3.5 quarters, it was really good. We got to figure out what in the world happened the last 6 minutes of that game, because what happened the last 6 minutes of that game was really, really bad. It was garbage. So 3.5 minutes, really good ball. 3.5 quarters, really good ball. The second half of the fourth quarter, really bad ball. It ends up getting out of hand, and it goes from a one-possession game to whatever it ended up being. Looks really, really lopsided, and it wasn't. So if you're looking for a quote, you can have it, but, like, there are no moral victories. Like, I told our guys that we could play with anybody in the country. I know we can. Got one of the best quarterbacks in the country there. You got a running back room that's as good as anywhere. Our O-line played their butts off. That defense put that gold helmet all over these cats. We can play with anybody in the country. I don't know. You can ask them what they think. I'm sure you will. I would say we can play with anybody in the country. The first 3.5 quarters. That's real. There are no moral victories. Like that. It just. Hopefully you guys have figured out. I'm just going to tell you the truth, and that's the truth, and that's real. We're 1-1, and tonight wasn't good enough, and we came up here to win the football game.
Do you think kicking that field goal led to kind of that letdown? Do you trust the guys to go punch it out, 4th and goal, and just see what happens?
I don't know. Do you think that's what happened? Sure. Awesome. Well, since I'm the head football coach, I'm telling you that that's the smart thing to do is kick the field goal to not go down 2 possessions. So it certainly felt that way, right? But I couldn't tell you without watching the film. And I'm not being a jerk. I'm just telling you, let down to be in a one-possession game, the fourth quarter, against one of the top teams in the history of college football. Like, is it a letdown? It shouldn't be. If it is, I got to coach it different. I got to coach the situation better. I got to have our team better prepared for that situation. Clearly, I didn't. But I will. I'll get myself right. So nobody harder, just so we're all on the same page, there's nobody harder on our staff, our kids, and myself than me. And we'll get it right. We'll get it fixed. And we'll be ready to roll. I promise you. And we'll work so hard that it won't happen like that again.
Leo, go ahead. Leo, can you hear us? Go ahead.
Coach, in your pregame speech, you talked about don't play the logo, win your one-on-one battles, and for 3.5 quarters, that's pretty much the way the game went, didn't it?
Yes.
You also talked about process over outcome. The process looked good for most of the game. Did the defense just get tired at the end, and that was the biggest problem?
It sure felt that way. It felt like we wore down there at the very end. And that's why I said earlier, I got to figure out exactly what happened. Got to figure out if it's the way we practice, if it's the way we called it, if it's the way our kids' mindset was. I got to figure out what it was, and I got to fix it. But I think you're absolutely right. It certainly looked like we wore down there.
Coach, last question, and thank you for your time tonight. You talked about, if you're the Daniel Zahn, you can play with anybody. Tonight you proved it, didn't you?
I mean, I thought for 3.5 quarters we showed that we could play with anybody. We did not prove at the very end that we could play with anybody. We couldn't go finish.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. That's it. Awesome. Thank you, guys. And I appreciate the fans that came tonight. I appreciate our fans that were behind us all week. We can feel it. Our players can feel it. We got an incredible fan base. I appreciate the heck out of them, and we'll be ready to go next week. Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll just start with Sean Rucker, our leading tackler tonight. Take questions.
Hey, John, what was your mindset going into the game against Alabama?
Honestly, just seeing a good football team. Just understanding who Miro was, knowing he wanted to take deep shots, knowing they wanted to try me in the run game and things like that. Just knowing it's going to be a dogfight. Playing these guys for 3 years, I already knew how this was going to go. It's just a tough one, I say. I felt like this thing we just got to learn from, but we had every opportunity we had to win this game, so it's a little disappointing. I can say that.
Did y'all do anything different or special schematically, defensively up front to get to all the pressure?
Nah, nothing different. This is just stuff we've done in fall camp. That's what we've been preaching. Like, we can play with anybody, and we know that. So just coming in this game, we just can't fire it up. We let T.O. Come in, call what he wanted. He just trusted everybody. He trusted us on the outside, and he trusted guys in the interior. So it was nothing special. It was just us coming in and playing our game.
What happened there at the end of this round? It seemed like Coach said kind of the bottom fell out. You guys ran out of steam a little bit.
I honestly can't tell you what happened. I mean, I knew we were going to come in, have a fight at the end. I just tried to preach to my guys, like, let's just keep going, let's keep going. And we kind of slipped up, like, even myself, like, one of those touchdowns, I feel like I messed up, and I could have been better on one of those leverages. So it was just an all-around defense. It's just something we got to learn from and just take it from there and just watching that next step. But that's just something we got to get better at to be greater.
You were all over the field tonight. How much more comfortable and how much has your voice kind of grown in this defense?
I'd say that's been a big thing they've been pushing me to do. So coming here, I'm quiet. I was with Golesh in Tennessee, so it was just about me proving myself at first, just being a quiet guy coming in playing. But I feel like everybody's behind me right now. So I was a captain, first time ever being a captain. So they trust me. The coaching staff trusts me, and the players trust me. Every time I came to the sideline, it was major support, major love from my teammates. So that's a big thing I'm going to do better at, just try to be a little more vocal for my teammates and try to push them as well.
Leo, you have questions? Go ahead.
What about,
You're up, Leo.
That reminded me tonight of a heavyweight fight. You went toe-to-toe with Alabama.
I mean, you can call it that. I just say it was just a good team against a good team, great team against a great team, elite team against elite team. Just one team fought a little harder at the end. But, I mean, I feel like we're one of the best defenses in the country, and we can go with anybody in the country. So.
Everybody talked about how Alabama was just going to come in and steamroller you guys. You threw a line in the stand that said, "Not tonight," for 3.5 quarters. That was a heck of a defensive effort, wasn't it?
Again, like, we're not trying to, like, have moral victories and things like that for the 3.5 quarters. We knew, like, that's why we preached fourth quarter and winning time. So coming in, we needed that fourth quarter winning time, and we just didn't execute the fourth quarter. So, again, we played how we were supposed to play in those 3.5 quarters. That was our expectation. That fourth quarter wasn't. So that's just the difference.
Any other questions for Deshaun? Okay, thanks. Mac Harris, 7 tackles, sack, and a fumble recovery tonight.
How y'all doing?
Obviously, you guys were right there with them for 3.5 quarters. The defense was flying around. What can you take from this, including those last 6 minutes that you learned something from and, carry it into the rest of the season?
Honestly, we just got to take this as a learning moment, and as a team, just decide that we're tired of learning moments, and prepare, go in Sunday, and just work and find a way to finish in those hard moments in the fourth quarter.
Mac, I know there's no silver linings or anything like that, but look at what you guys did in the first 3.5 quarters. Looking back to how you guys were playing last year, can you tell it's starting to round out into form? And you guys are really starting to at least turn a corner where you're putting together some good drives.
I mean, like you said, there's no moral victories here in that locker room, and nobody in there is going to preach anything about a moral victory. But like I just told him, man, we just got to find a way as a team to go in that fourth quarter and finish, and then at that point we'll decide that we really want to flip this thing.
What was the main focus against No Road tonight?
Just to get on them, but again, like the philosophy of our defense is just run and hit. And it's just going to be like that every single week, regardless of who's back there or who we play or what the logo is.
Building on that, what did you see in the Alabama front that gave you guys confidence to know that you guys could get after them?
Really, just confidence in ourselves, honestly. It's not nothing they did or nothing they didn't do. It's just having confidence in ourselves, having the preparation that we do every single week and going in there and coming up with a great game plan and executing it. And that's what it's all about. No, sir. We just gotta, like I just told these guys, just collectively as a team on the 3 sides of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams, just come together as players and just decide, okay, we're tired of learning moments. We want to be able to finish in the end, and whether that's preparation in the film room or preparation at practice, just straining a little bit more, going a little bit harder, and stuff like that. We just want to finish in those moments. Just go harder for longer than every team we play.
The only people that believe you could play with Alabama was in your locker room. How do you move on to the next game knowing, okay, we got to finish, but we got to do it better?
Honestly, it's not about outside of the locker room, so we're not too much worried about who believes in us outside of the locker room or anything like that, man. We're really focused on each other, and like I just said, practice, going into practice, going in tomorrow, waking up early tomorrow morning, watching that film, being disappointed, letting it hurt, seeing what we did wrong and getting it corrected, and then Monday going out and putting more focus, and then Tuesday sharpen our sword more and just diving into our process even more, finding out what went wrong in our process, fixing it, and then moving on and moving forward. Yes, sir.
Anything else for Mac?
Y'all have a good one.
Byrum will be in momentarily.
Just missed them. Put a little bit too much on it. Definitely wish I had that one back.
How did you feel? I mean, when you guys made it 21-16, you're right there again. So you guys hung in there as well as you could. Do you feel that the game was there for the taking?
Yeah, we just got to finish and execute. That's what was preached, and we know that, and we just didn't today. So moving forward, we'll finish and execute in the fourth quarter.
Byrum, what's the message consistently through the game? You had some drives, kind of get towards the red zone, just kind of stall out. What do you continue to tell the offense in situations like that?
Keep swinging, keep fighting. You never know which play is going to be, so keep playing hard, keep fighting.
Byrum, what can you say about your defense today? A bunch of 3-and-outs against Milrow to get you guys the ball back.
They did a tremendous job, and we got to execute on those opportunities. So I take full blame. That's on me. I got to get the offense going. Defense played a great job. Did a great job.
Seems like talking to Coach and talking to a couple of players, seem pretty pissed about losing this game. I'm not saying that you guys accepted losing in the past, but it seems like you guys are turning the corner with how you're looking at games. Hey, close enough isn't good enough.
Yes, sir. We expect to win every single game that we go into. We don't play to lose. So that was a message, and message is going to continue to be trusting our process, trusting this inner circle, keep everything within this inner circle, and keep fighting.
What was the biggest difference that you noticed from last year's game against Alabama to this year's game against Alabama defense?
I mean, I feel like offensively we were more confident in what we had going on. We were able to execute in some areas. There were some flashes of consistency and some flashes of what our offense is supposed to look like. But we got to be more consistent throughout the whole game. So we will get that right.
What was the atmosphere out there tonight, man? Over 100,000 people. That was the biggest crowd the USF has ever played in front of. Nick Saban, they're dedicated to field there. What was it like to be the quarterback for USF in such an historic game?
It's a blessing. You really don't pay attention to that much. Just out there with my brothers and just going out there and fighting and executing.
How about that noise level? Did that affect you at all?
Nah, it didn't really affect me. I don't think so. But we did have to go on silent count sometimes.
Did you get any nerves on the field at all?
Once the first play comes, I'm good. Ease into the game.
Leo, questions online? Leo. Any questions online? There you go. Go ahead.
Win or lose, you hold on to it for a day. When do you start looking ahead to Southern Miss?
We're gonna go back and watch this film tomorrow. Clean what we need to clean up, and then by the time Monday rolls around, we're focused on Southern Miss.
Last question, thank you for your time tonight. You don't want one loss to fester into two. What do you have to do to make sure that doesn't happen?
I would say just continue to pour into our process, make our process elite, and just come out to practice, have that same consistency that we need to have in games, and have it translate over to Saturday.
Thanks, Byron.
Thank you. Go Bulls.
Thanks, Byron. Appreciate it. That's all for tonight. Thank you all. Thank you guys that made the trip up.